This is the 2026 Buick Encore GX Sport Touring. Is it the right subcompact crossover for you? Hey everybody, it's Tom from Vehicle Visionary. I hope you're having a great day. I borrowed this Encore GX from my friends at Mike Morgan Buick GMC in Shreveport, Louisiana. If you want to know more, check out the link down in the description of the video. The exterior color on this model is Summit White, and before adding options, the base price on the ST or Sport Touring trim level is $28,495. You will find full LED lighting here on the front end with LED daytime running lights and the LED projector beam headlights, and a few different finishes here between chrome, gloss black. We're going to have a matte finish right here with the gray, and we'll have our Buick Tri-Shield logo here on the front end. And depending on what you want, you can go front wheel drive, which is what we have here, or you can go all wheel drive. In this case, with this front wheel drive model, we have the gloss black 19-inch wheels. There is your ST logo. And a couple of things missing from the side view mirrors. They're going to be manually folding, no turn signal indicators built in, but everything else is here. Power adjustable, they're heated, and they have blind spot monitoring built in. And you will find the button right here on your door handles. That is going to be passive entry. That allows you to come and lock and unlock all four doors from either door. That can have a lot of conveniences, especially for you parents out there. We're going to have our lock, unlock, and remote start buttons on our remote, and you will also have the panic button right there. The roof rails up top, and something that might be a little bit of a surprise to some people is the presence of a panoramic sunroof. We'll finish things off here with the rear roof spoiler. We have our rear window wiper and more LED lighting with the LED tail lights here on the rear. Your Encore GX and Buick logos, as well as that Tri-Shield logo. A little bit more gloss black here on the rear. A better place, that's for sure, because you're not going to have the likelihood of so much damage from rock chips and things like that that gloss black tends to highlight. Under the hood is the 1.3-liter turbocharged 3-cylinder engine. It puts out 155 horsepower, 174 pounds-feet of torque, and is mated to a CVT. Now, being that you don't have a lot of engine there, what does that do for your MPGs? Well, tell me what you think about these numbers. We're looking at 29 city, 31 highway, 30 combined, and 3.3 gallons of gas per every 100 miles driven. I know a lot of people like to see the window sticker. A little bit hard to see because of the glare from the sun, but I'll do the best I can to give you that information if you want to pause the video. The gas tank size is going to be 13.2 gallons, and on a single tank of gas, you should be able to drive about 400 miles. Obviously, there are going to be a lot of variables that factor into whether you achieve that or maybe go over it, maybe go under it. For those of you that own an Encore GX with this same 1.2-liter engine under the hood, tell me what kind of numbers you're getting. You can open the tailgate by pushing the button right down there above the license plate bracket. Now, it's not a power tailgate, but it is dampened. You move it just a little bit, the dampening takes over, and it allows you to gain access to your cargo area. And there's a couple of different ways you can set things up here. You can lay the seat backs down, and the floor is going to go in a couple of different spots here. I don't know how easily I can do this and actually show you how this works, but you can see how that looks. I changed the position right there, so it will give you a little bit of extra cargo space. You also have a spare tire. It is a donut on a 16-inch rim. Cargo capacity will range between 23.5 with the seat backs in their upright position to 50.2 cubic feet with the seats folded flat, as you see right here. Only one light, and it's not LED as far as your cargo lighting goes. It would be nice to see that as a change in the future if we ever see those changes come with the Encore GX. The door panels will offer an armrest, a little bit of an incline built in this front area. I like to see that completely flat. I do like the blue contrast stitching and a reasonable amount of space with the door bin right there. Rear seat pockets on the back of the driver and passenger seats. And you can also see that you have a couple of USB options down there. No air conditioning vents here in the rear seat area. I don't think that's too big of a deal because it's such a small interior. There's your panoramic sunroof, a view from the inside. That front portion will open, and you have your power shade that can be drawn back and forth as needed. We also have the fold-down armrest, and I like that you have this little handle right here you can grab onto, a little area to put your finger and pull this down. Just makes it a little bit easier with the cup holders built in. I do prefer the vertical cup holders as opposed to being parallel like this, because when there's a cup in one or both, your passengers can no longer use that as easily for an armrest. The passenger seat is going to be manually adjustable, but the driver's seat is power adjustable, and you can also see that you have lumbar support. The sticker price is $31,645 for this model. We'll find the ST logo stitched into the headrests. We're gonna have more of that blue contrast stitching and piping with the seats, and a little more space with the armrest and door bins on the driver and passenger sides here with the front doors. Here is the glove box area. You can have a look across the dash as far as that area goes to see how that looks. This is how we open and close the power shade. This is how we open and close the power sunroof. And once again, wondering where those LED lights are for the Encore GX. Not here at this point, but you can see what else you have as far as your controls go right there, your buttons. And there is how everything looks when the shade is drawn forward. Here on the driver's side door, we have the controls for our power side view mirrors. We can lock or unlock all of the windows. Here's how you can lock and unlock all of your doors and control all of your windows right here. You can set your headlights to auto or turn them on, off, whatever it is you want to do. Right here is the release to adjust your tilt and telescopically adjustable steering wheel. Everything for your steering wheel mounted controls is here. Your front and rear window wipers controlled on the right-hand side of the steering column, and your turn signal indicators, and you can turn your auto high beams on and off right there. There's how you turn your turn signal indicators on, in case you didn't know. I know a lot of you wonder about that. And there is the driver's display. Actually a very nice display. You can go through a lot of different information depending on what you need to see and what you need to know about. Go through things with the radio, and then we can scroll through. That's very easy to deal with. And while you have some nice technology here with the screen for the center screen, you don't have too much. I like that. You're going to have your control right here for turning the radio on and off and adjusting the volume. You can see that you have Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. You'll wirelessly pair your smartphone. A pretty simple system to learn and use. We'll go in here to settings, and depending on what you need to do, you can see everything right here. I'm not going to go through everything area by area, but I did want to go over here to vehicle and answer a question that a lot of people ask, and it has to do with your safety features. What exactly do you have? Automatic emergency braking, front pedestrian braking, lane change alert, and rear cross traffic alert. And you'll only have one camera here, which is going to be the rear view camera, but you can see that right there. Don't know how well you can see the trajectory lines, but being that we're sitting in the shade, they're not showing up as well as they would. But that is what you're going to have. You also have your apps right here. You want to go in and see what all is there: audio, phone, and OnStar. And we can go back home right here. Single zone climate control in this case. You can have everything for your temperature here, your fan speed, and you can see what else is there. Now, there are a couple of USB ports here in the front seat and a 12-volt power outlet. A little bit of storage space here, and your conventional style shifter. And on the side of the shifter right here, let me pull that back. You can see that you can actually shift manually if you want to. Kind of give you that sporty feel with all that horsepower that's under the hood. There's your power parking brake. And then you can see what you have here for your lane keeping assist and your traction control cup holders. A little bit of storage space in front of the center console, and then within the center console. Now, there's not a lot of room in the center console, but there's more than what it may appear there is. We can take that tray out to gain access to all of the cargo space, or storage space, I should say, within the center console itself. All right, here we go on our test drive. And I know there's going to be people talking about how underpowered this Encore GX is. I'm not going to tell you that it's a high horsepower, high performance vehicle, because it's not meant to be. But for some people, it's going to do the job just fine. It just depends on who you are and what your situation is and what you're expecting. But for those that are looking for a very affordable vehicle to purchase and to maintain, this is definitely something to consider. It's easy to see out of. Everything is very easy to get to. And it does get down the road and get up to speed when you need it to. It may not do it very quickly, but you know what? I think it will do the job for those who are interested in something like this. One thing that is a nice advantage to a smaller vehicle like this is the nice tight turning radius. Very easy to deal with where that is concerned. You have an easy to manage gas and brake pedal. The brakes are not overly aggressive, at least not by my standards. That's why I always like to recommend, check out this vehicle for yourself, drive it for yourself, and see what you think based on your expectations and your previous experience with vehicles you have owned over the years. But one way or another, it is a good vehicle. It will definitely take care of you, and you have those great safety features that we talked about earlier in the video. As far as your different driving aids, you have your blind spot monitoring built into the side view mirrors. And overall, while it is not a large vehicle, that is a fact, it has enough room to get the job done. We're not gonna get on it super hard, but just a little bit. Not that you could get on it super hard in something like this, but we'll get on down the road, get up to speed. 45 miles per hour being the speed limit here. Not hard to get to that. I am curious to know, for those of you that have driven an Encore GX with this same engine under the hood, what has your long-term experience been as far as what it's like to drive with the amount of horsepower and torque that you have here? How is that working out for you? Does it do a good job? Are you happy with it? Tell me about that down in the comment section. As far as the driver's seat goes, a lot of adjustability built in here between the seat and the steering wheel. If you're over 6 feet tall, I don't think you're going to have any trouble fitting here. You should be nice and comfortable, get everything set up correctly. You can raise and lower the seat, which is always nice. And you also have this adjustable steering wheel to help out with that too. And even those who are not as tall, maybe around 5 feet tall, you should be good as well. One thing I did not mention earlier in the video that I want to make sure I cover, something that people ask about on a regular basis, is can you recline the back seats, the rear seat backs? No, you can't. It does have a little bit of recline built in, but there is no adjustability. And there it is, the 2026 Buick Encore GX Sport Touring. Is it the right subcompact crossover for you? Tell me what your thoughts are down in the comments section. I would like to say a special thanks to my friends at Mike Morgan Buick GMC for loaning me this Encore GX for the day so I could tell you all about it. And a special thanks to all of you for being kind enough to give me the opportunity to give you a vision for your next vehicle. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to hit the like button. Please be sure to share this video on your timelines on social media so other people can see it. Make sure to subscribe to the Vehicle Visionary YouTube channel so you don't miss any future videos. If you would like to learn about additional vehicles you may wish to consider purchasing, check out the video that's on the screen right now, and I will see you there.